department, make yourself known!
We got a female inside, blood from her head.
Somebody laid her down in the bed and cranked the air conditioning.
When police are dispatched to an apartment complex deep into the night,
this is where expectations crash into reality. They're walking in thinking wellness check, and within seconds, their entire posture changes.
they arrive expecting a simple routine check, but within seconds, a body and a few out-of-place details would stop them cold. What officers expected to be a short stop in their routines had quietly turned into the discovery of a meticulously altered murder scene. Join us as we explore the case of Jasmine Chester. On a warm spring night in the Midwestern city of Columbus, Ohio, 19-year-old Jasmine Chester returned home to the apartment complex on Wedgwood Drive. She was accompanied by a friend of hers, and the two young women went inside the apartment together. Over an hour later, her friend left alone, and no one heard from Jasmine again for over a week. Police were called, and she was reported missing. Jasmine was last seen in the early morning hours of May the 19th, 2022, and a suspicion of something being wrong began as early as the next day. She had dropped her son off at a babysitter's house in Cleveland, about 2 hours northeast of Columbus. This is close to where the friend that she brought back to her apartment lives, so presumably the two had met up after dropping off the child and they drove to Jasmine's apartment in her friend's car. But Jasmine never returned to pick up her son, which was scheduled for May the 20th. Her son ended up staying with the babysitter through the weekend until his father eventually picked him up. This worried Jasmine's mother, who told police that not showing up to pick up her son when she's supposed to was very unlike her. It is unclear when Jasmine's mother originally called to report her missing. We do know that several calls were made before the police went to check on her apartment. Her mother told police about Jasmine's unusual absence, but also an unsettling detail about the girl that she was seen with. Eventually, around midnight on May the 27th, officers were dispatched to Jasmine's apartment for a wellness check.
So here's the thing. She said that the female that we're looking for, the last time she was heard from was a week ago on the 19th. She had sent an Instagram photo with her and a girl that she used to be friends with, and I guess a year ago this friend of hers threatened to kill her with a gun. Actually it's right here. So she said to look around, see if we find anything. Says she might be dead inside because the rumor is that she got shot and killed in here.
The friend the officers are talking about is then 18-year-old Nachela Halton, the same girl Jasmine was last seen with over a week before. Apparently, for unknown reasons, Halton had threatened to shoot and kill Jasmine the previous year. This unsurprisingly sparked a rumor that Halton had followed through with her threat and that Jasmine was in the building, murdered. Police officers started to look around the outside of the apartment, and it wasn't long before they found more reasons to be concerned.
Oh, yeah.
When an officer says that's enough to kick the door, it means they've crossed the line from investigation to emergency intervention.
Yeah, I'd say it's enough to kick the door. I'll call Moody back.
670 westbound, down. Kratos V broke down the house from.
Hey, Lisa. We have a bullet hole in the bathroom window, and
There's a person in the bed that's not responding.
and there's a person that's laying in the bed that's not responding. So we'll be kicking the door.
Officers had all they needed to justify breaking down the door to get in the apartment. The two officers debated whether they should wait for backup to arrive with a breach kit or if they should try to kick the door open. They eventually decided they could not wait for the kit to arrive.
9100, we're going to 4th Century.
4th Century.
Columbus Police! Police Department, make yourself known!
You got the kitchen under cover wall.
All right. Clear.
All right.
Go ahead. I got your left.
Yeah, she's 1018.
Okay.
You just want to work the rest of the apartment?
Yep. Yeah, there's a couple bullet holes in there. 9102.
Hold on, dude.
Yeah, can we get a 24?
Yeah, got it. 912 is pronounced, sir.
Blood from her head. The way he says it flat controlled that someone already bracing for what's confirmed.
Most likely pronounced. We got a female inside. Blood from her head.
Under cover wall.
Good.
Columbus Police!
Yeah, 104, 101, 190, 9102.
105, 14 Victor, we'll head that way.
Copy.
Let's just back out and hold it.
Yep.
After searching the apartment, the officers were almost certain that Jasmine was not alive. But police officers are not able to legally pronounce someone dead. As far as murder scenes go, the apartment seemed suspiciously clean. Jasmine had a gunshot wound to her head, but there seemingly weren't any bullet holes in the bedroom. There were bullet holes in the bathroom, however. There didn't seem to be any mess of blood. The crime scene had been altered in several ways.
She's been there a minute.
That's what I was going to say.
This part is chilling. The AC being cranked. That's not accidental. That's someone trying to slow time. To delay discovery.
Well, AC is cranked full blast.
Oh, okay.
So, probably on purpose.
Between the lack of a very bloody scene and the air conditioner being seemingly purposefully set to full blast, the murder seemed to be pretty organized, but not entirely. If Halton wanted to be discreet about being the one who killed Jasmine, why did she use a gun in an apartment complex where other people could most certainly hear it? And why would she do it in Jasmine's own apartment, where she could be caught on camera and traced back to it?
It's like someone was standing roughly in that general area and putting it straight through the window. I would say from the outside because there's no glass. Joel, did you see any glass on the inside of the bathroom?
No, but I didn't poke around too hard.
Was there anything?
It looked to me that they were outbound.
Oh, you think they were out?
Yeah, because there's two in the window, and then there's one in the tile of the shower.
The small detail of the single bullet hole in the bathroom tile cleared up a lot of the confusion at this scene. The bullets had to have been shot inside the house because the bullet hole in the tile doesn't and couldn't go all the way through a brick wall. Since there were two bullet holes in the bathroom window, it means that the glass must have been cleaned up outside, another organized decision from the killer. The body itself was not in the bathroom.
She wasn't left where it happened. She was placed in bed. Covered. That detail alone says this wasn't just violence, it was personal.
Because Halton had put Jasmine's body in bed and pulled the covers up over her. Jasmine Chester was officially pronounced dead at 12:10 a.m. on May the 27th of 2022 by Columbus Fire Department officials. Halton was the prime suspect in this murder, and at the time police were interviewing her about the murder of Jasmine, she was already in the Cuyahoga County Jail on a firearm-related charge. While Halton denied being in Columbus in May, she did admit to knowing Jasmine. Video footage of the person leaving Jasmine's apartment was handed over to police, and they connected Halton to the vehicle that left the complex that night. This wasn't a short process, but Nashayla Halton was eventually arrested and charged with the murder of Jasmine Chester on November the 21st of 2022. Halton had several mugshots for someone at such a young age, and she's smiling in all of them. Despite being initially charged with murder, Halton pled guilty to a reduced charge of voluntary manslaughter with a 3-year firearms specification on June the 20th of 2024. She was sentenced to 14 to 19 and a half years in prison and is serving her time in the Ohio Reformatory for Women. There are many questions left unanswered in this case. Why did Halton kill Jasmine? Why did she move the body and clean up the scene? Why was Jasmine with Halton after she had threatened to kill her? We may never get the answers to these questions, but the most important thing that night was the tragic loss of a mother, daughter, and young woman. Our condolences go out to the family and friends of Jasmine Chester.